Glow Getters. This is Ariel Rose.
And I'm Khadija J.
And we're back at Grind and Glow. So, the topic we're going over today is one, honestly, actually the majority of college students deal with. And so, don't feel alone whatsoever. That's the first message I want to get out of here. Welcome to Cross the Finish Line. So, if there's an expert in anything, if I'm an expert in anything, this is it. And I'm not even ashamed of it. So, sometimes I think one of the most deflating things I've dealt with in college is realizing I wasn't going to graduate on time. I'll be completely honest with y'all. I slick had a breakdown when I realized I couldn't graduate on time. I had put so much pressure on myself. I'm a first generation American. Both of my parents came from third world countries. They did go to school here when they came in through New York, and both of them only have associate's degrees. One of my siblings, actually, she didn't finish school, and she did cosmetology. She went to cosmetology school, which is also a great option, and now she is a salon owner. My brother, he went to college, and it took him a minute too, and so he was definitely one of my first calls when I found out my news, and with me as well. It was so heartbreaking because first of all, I felt like I let them down. I felt like I let myself down. I came from a school that was supposed to prepare you for college. I felt like I just let everyone and everything down. And so if you're there, I just want to let you know that it's okay if you do not graduate college in 4 years. Let me tell you, let me say it again, it is okay. I was talking to one of my friends actually, and sometimes you're able to walk, but you still have classes to take. And so it was one of those friends, and he was like, honestly, I think if you graduate college in 4 years, you did something wrong. I was like, honestly, he was like, you clearly failed enough classes. Now, I'm not telling you don't fail classes. Do not fail classes. If you can help it, of course, pull that seat if you got to. If it's a class you pull a D, girl, do it. But, do not feel discouraged about not graduating in 4 years.
Definitely, and I can definitely talk on that because Ariel's definitely been one of those people that knows my struggle through college. So like I said, if y'all didn't hear previously before, I am definitely a recent graduate. I just graduated 2018. Granted, I started college back in 2012. So that lets you know 4 years was not my pathway. Different strokes for different strokes. Like I said, I definitely had a struggle. I mean, don't get me wrong. I had a great high school career. My parents weren't strict or nothing, but it's just getting to college. I had that freedom that was even more than what I had before. So, I literally enjoyed college to the fullest. When they say have fun, I definitely had fun. And guess what? That having fun, it did cost me a little bit in the long run because I got to a point where I was enjoying college so much that I let my GPA drop. I let my grades drop. I did fail a lot of classes because I wasn't going to class. I was just enjoying the college life. And I can attest, it does come back to bite you. I made the decision to move back home because I literally had my GPA had dropped so low. I was on probation. It followed me. I ended up coming back home and going to a community college. I ended up changing my whole entire major. That wasn't something that I wanted to do. I was like, I don't see myself doing this 5 to 10 years from now and being happy. So, I decided to make the move, come back home, and I got my associates. And guess what? That was the first step.
Accountability.
Exactly. So guess what? That's the first step. Just like Ariel said, my parents, they were in the military. They both did 20 years plus, so they didn't go to college. My mom just went back, and she does have her associates, but she always wanted more for us. So when it comes to my parents' children, me and my brother are the first out of our immediate family to go to college and to finish. And like I said, I came home, I got my associates, and guess what? Once I finished, I transferred back to a 4-year college because I knew I still wanted that 4-year degree. And guess what? I ended up being in school for 3 more years, but guess what? I still finished. There were so many times where I got down on myself, and it's like I continuously pushed myself back, and sometimes some of those reasons were for my own. Like I said, my GPA dropped. With my GPA drop, it stopped me from doing things that I wanted to do in college. So that's something that you have to take into account too. Honestly, getting a job, I had got a full-time job while still in college. I had to sit an entire semester out, and I pushed myself back even further. But like she said, it's not about how long it takes, it's when you finish. So finishing in 4 years, you can get that out your head. If it happens, you're going to school all year round, you're probably an athlete, something like that. If not, then I mean, it's okay. I even had to talk to my younger brother. He's a junior at Kennesaw right now, and he recently went through that struggle, and he got down on himself. And I had to talk to him and let him know, like, look at your older sister. Like, I went through literally exactly what you're going through, and guess what? I finished. It's not the end of the world. It's not going to make or break you. As long as you finish and you see it through, you're going to be okay. Yes, you will get down on yourself. You have times where you feel like you failed. You have times where you feel like, why am I even doing this to myself? But at the end of the day, as long as you know why you're doing it and what you're doing it for, that's going to help you and motivate you and push you to literally cross that finish line.
Something that you said that's really, I'll chime on is that realizing what you were in school for, you wouldn't be happy doing 5 years down the road. And that's so, so important because so many of us go into college honestly not knowing what we want to do. Sometimes we're kind of forced to go into a major. You may not really know what all that major entails. Sometimes your college may even slightly alter that major just to fit into what they actually offer. For example, for me, I came in biology and my university changed it to cell and molecular biology, which, let me tell you, is something much different from Gen Bio. So, there's definitely things you need to be mindful of. Knowing and actually having a relationship with your advisors. That's something that I wish, people would really tell incoming freshmen. I took it upon myself to, email my advisors and things like that. But I know people that were upset that they weren't given enough hours their first year, which can again push you back. But they just never opened up about it. They never opened their mouths and they never, said something to their advisor. They never said something to a professor. They didn't look and see what other courses they can maybe get into. And as a freshman, it's something so new to us. It's something that we're in a new element. We're away from home. We're meeting new people. We're having new experiences. And it can all be so overwhelming at times that we just don't know what to do and what's best for us either sometimes. So that's really, really important. Don't just do what you think you should do. Do what you know you will love to do. Have a fulfilling job.
Absolutely.
When you come out, do something you're fulfilled doing. It still pays well.
Absolutely.
That you're
always the key.
fulfilled doing. Yeah, and that's one of the things about school. If you're one of those people that know you're going to school, everyone doesn't have to go to school, for sure. Everyone does not have to go to school. It's not for everyone. And some people do amazing and great things without stepping foot on a college campus, without applying to a university, without having a technical degree and associate's degree. You do not have to be successful just because you have it. Right. That's not what we're saying at all. But if you know that's your path, if you know you are going into a career where a degree is necessary, where secondary school is necessary, even certificates per se are necessary, you can really think about a few things that will help you stay motivated to finish, even if it's not in that desired time. And to make y'all feel any better, if y'all want a little relief, the majority, literally, of college students don't graduate in 4 years.
Oh, absolutely not. That's just not going to happen.
It's only 36% who graduate in 4 years.
Oh, wow.
It's 36%. 24% don't finish.
Oh.
So that just shows you that leftover 40%, that's us.
Right, literally.
That leftover 40%, we're getting our degree, or we have our degree. It just didn't take us 4 years. But do we have it? Yeah. Are we working on it? Yeah.
Right.
And that's what matters. That's what's important, especially if you know you're on a career path that requires it. You know, sometimes we're forced into things just because we think they're good for us.
Right.
But if it's something you desire, if it's something you're passionate about, and you know you need that degree to get there, like if it's something, let's say, in the medical field, you can't just necessarily jump into the medical field with nothing. You need at least certificates at the minimum, you know. But typically you need, at least if you want to be a tech or something, an associate's degree.
Yes.
And if you want to be higher up in ranks, you know, you're going to need that bachelor's degree, that secondary degree, and so forth. So, you know, but definitely realizing what your passion is.
Right.
Knowing what you're going to school for and setting a plan for yourself. If you're in school, use your resources. You know, that's another thing. You, as a freshman especially, heck, as some seniors, and even me, I didn't use some of my resources until I found out, until I got to the point when I realized I wasn't going to graduate on time.
Right.
Literally, for me, I realized my junior year that I wasn't going to graduate on time, and I legit went back to academic advisement. And academic advisement is literally for freshmen and sophomores, and you're not supposed to go there after you've reached 60 hours. I promise you, I had like 118. I did not care. And literally, I went to the office, I called them, went to the office, and they're like, well, I don't know if they'll take you because you're a senior, and this is really a freshman office. And I was like, no, you don't understand. I feel like I'm at point blank.
Right.
I'm at step one. I need to reevaluate my life and get it back on track. That's how I felt. And luckily, you know, I was able to work with my freshman advisor, who I've always been able to communicate with well. And she got something where she was like, you know, I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. I was like, you know, I don't want you to. I'm just trying to get out of here. You
Absolutely.
Know?
Like, since the goal is to skedaddle.
Don't sugarcoat it for me. And I don't want you to, because regardless, you want me out of here because it's my goal, not just because you want me out. And I want to be out of here, not just because I want to be out, but
I'm tired of giving y'all money for what?
Girl, stay the lens, girl. Anyway. So, you know, and then I finally used a new resource that I had never used, which was career services. Mm-hmm. That's something that, you know, almost all campuses have, if not all campuses, and we don't utilize enough. You know, just simply don't utilize enough. So definitely realizing what resources are available to you, what tutors are available to you, what, you know, professors are actually willing to, you know, go that extra mile. If you're lucky enough to have a professor that cares, which there are some, all professors are not like what you see on TV, where they're just hard asses. They're not willing to work with you. Mind you, you will run into those. You will run into maybe a handful while you're in school. Not even going to lie to you. And we can maybe have a podcast on how to deal with professors like that, you know?
Right.
Because that's something.
I've had one, maybe
and
two.
I've had a few. So, you know, and they're not just at one campus, they're at all campuses.
Absolutely.
They're in every field, they're in every concentration, they're in every major.
It's always
one. There's always a sprinkling.
Sprinkle.
A little sprinkling of a-hole professors.
Yes.
Excuse me. So, you know, but for every one professor like that, there's 2, 3, 4 that are actually willing to work with you.
Absolutely, because there's still professors that I can talk to till this day, and I'm graduated, that I can literally go out and hang out with, that if I'm telling them I'm looking for a job and this, such, that, and the third, they will call and use all their resources to help me find a job. So like she said, it's just building those connections. Absolutely. And, you know, using those resources that you have. And then just to harp back on, like she said, know what you want to go to school and do, i.e. majors. Granted, no, we're not saying you have to graduate in 4 years, but don't be stuck in school forever because you don't know what you want to do and continue to switch your major or you're undeclared. If you know it's something that you don't want to do, don't wait till your junior or senior year in that major because you're only going to make it harder on yourself. For example, me, I changed my major after my sophomore year. I went into college thinking I was going to be pre-pharmacy. I was like, oh yeah, I'm finna work for the CDC, making all these medicines. And the more that I got in, my first school I started off with, I wasn't even a pre-pharmacy major because they didn't have it. Like she said, they just made up a major. They threw me in health science. health science can be literally any and everything. And I'm just like, that's not what I want to do. So guess what? I changed and reevaluated. And what I decided to do, okay, Khadijah, what are you good at? What do you like doing? What degree can you do to get this? So I ended up getting a associate's degree in business because obviously starting a podcast with sis, business minded, that's going to come in handy for me in the future. And then I just got my bachelor's and I switched and I went to communications. I love talking. Obviously I wouldn't be doing a podcast if I didn't, but I mean, I love talking, and communications doesn't even just have to do with talking. There's so much stuff, i.e. the background of us doing this technical stuff, learning how to work these programs. Guess what? Me taking those classes is actually helping and benefiting in what me and Ariel are choosing to do. So like she said, do something that you're passionate about and that you enjoy, because that's something that's going to be lifelong with you. It may seem like you're just using it for those 4, 5, 6 years in school, but whatever you choose to do and learn, it's going to go through you through your life.
And if you're having trouble realizing what you're good at, if you're having trouble realizing what you're passionate about or what can actually be a fulfilling career, put down these things. So, what I love, figure out what you love. You know, I said before, asking yourself why 5 times, use that, use that and say, I love healthcare. Why? Because I love looking after others and making sure that they're in their best health. Why? Because I want people to have the best quality of life. Keep going down the line. So what do I love? Then what am I good at? I feel like that's one of the biggest things in college is realizing what you're good at. And it's sometimes one of the hardest, but it's a huge aspect of it. And not even just in your curriculum, but how you take on a course. Maybe you're really good at writing papers, but you're not good at reading assignments. Then if you know that about yourself, then you can implement, you can give yourself those times that you know you need to read. Make it fun for you. I've seen stuff where it's like putting gummy bears every couple of lines or whatever, so you're rewarding yourself. Don't dread doing work. If you know you gotta get it done, girl, get it done. So what I love, what I'm good at, what the world needs. There's still so much stuff that the world needs that no one has created yet. No one has made a field for. In 20 years, there will be careers that don't even exist today. So don't be stuck in what's available to you just right now. Think about what the world needs. What I love, what I'm good at, and what the world needs. And then what can I get paid for? So that's what we're in school for, right? Student loans are real. Do not get all these student loans. Do not get a job that's going to pay them off. And I'm not saying pay them off in 30 years, girl.
Nah.
We are not paying Sally Mae for 30 years.
Absolutely not.
It's dead.
You could have had multiple degrees if that was the case.
Girl, what?
Hello.
Anyway. So, if you're having trouble, put these down. What I love, what I'm good at, what the world needs, and what I can get paid for.
So yes, so some other things, so you definitely, like we said, you struggle on staying motivated to finish college. So that's one of the biggest things that a lot of people our age, as she said, the 20-somethings struggle with. Like, what is going to help me finish college? Like, why do I need to finish? It's nothing but just a piece of paper. And I've had plenty of days like that. Like, I'm doing all this for what? To get a piece of paper to say I'm smart. So you definitely want to think about things that, make you feel motivated to finish. And so one of those definitely that would be big. So I mean, you definitely can ask yourself different questions. Like you say, always ask those questions, and those are going to help you determine. So, would you rather just go to the same job every day for the rest of your life, or do you want to step out your comfort zone, find something that you're going to love and enjoy? And that's something that's going to help motivate you as well. So one of the things, like I said, focus on the reasons you want your degree. Why are you in school? Like, maybe you can't get the job you want without a college degree, but still at the same time, like, why are you in school? So some degrees, like she said, you do need to go to sorry, not degrees. Some professions you do need degrees. So it's like, oh, I want to be a nurse. If you're stuck on you want to be a nurse, guess what, baby girl, baby boy, you got to go to school. Like, you really need that degree. Like, there's no ifs, ands, buts about it. You need something saying that you are educated well enough for them to give you that job. If you want to not even be a nurse, if you want to counsel people, if you want to, what we're doing to y'all, literally just talk to people all day about what they're struggling with in life, certified in that, guess what, you got to go to school. We not certified, y'all just listening to us, but you know, we for free. So, you know, there's certain things, you know, that you need to go to school for. And so if you know that that's the job that you want, that's something that's going to help you and motivate you to finish. Like, yes, I'm going to get this job, so let me finish and do what I need to do to get this job. Something else, definitely remember that the greatest efforts bring the greatest rewards. Like they always say, God is not going to give you anything that you cannot handle. So whether you're applying to grad school or just trying to stay motivated to go to class today, and we all struggle with that. Your alarm go off and you be like, do I really need to go to this class today? Because I've had plenty of those days where I hit snooze and roll back over because those 5 minutes turn into 2 hours later. Oh, class is over. Oh, well. So definitely, you know, there are a lot of different meaningful rewards of being like a college student. You know, you get to interact with people, you get to make connections with people, you get to learn how to counsel people, you become a better writer. We hate writing papers, but guess what, college helps you to be a better writer, and guess what, that's going to roll over for you to get that better job and learn how to do that resume. So you know, it's always going to work out for you in the end. Definitely major thing to be motivated. Don't get intimidated by the coursework. Do not let that deter you from finishing. I don't know, once you get to that senior year, you think it's going to be the easiest year. It should be, but there's always those senior exit classes that you feel are just going to hold you back. And guess what? Don't let it hold you back.
Because that is where I am right now, literally, I'm in my senior year, and I promise y'all, I think I have the most busy work I've had in 3 years.
Yep.
And I'm not going to let it kill me.
No.
I'm not going to let it kill me. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get it turned in on time. I'm going to have the best semester GPA of my college career.
Yeah, better tell them.
I'm going to leave with a bang, okay? With a bang.
And then last on motivating, and I can contest to this is literally something that like I held on to, especially this last semester before graduating. I literally had 2 classes, y'all, 2. And so one of the biggest things is just imagine how you are going to feel when you graduate from college. Like, my friends and family will tell you, from the time this semester started, I literally had a countdown. I counted down every second, day, time, because it's just that feeling knowing like once these 2 classes are done, or however many classes you may have, like that's it. It's a wonderful feeling. Like when the day finally came, like I walked across the stage, and it's still so surreal till this day. Like when my brother and friends went back to school, it's like you get that feeling like I'm done. Like I really finished. I don't have to get up and continue to go to school. Like I finished. I completed everything I needed to do.
You crossed that finish line.
Exactly. So that's definitely something that should always definitely motivate you, because regardless of the struggle that you go through, the days you want to give up, the days you want to quit, that crossing the finish line is gonna overpower and just literally take over all those negative feelings and frustrations that you had in however many years that it took you. And it's crazy to say, but that one moment for those 2 hours literally just outweighed those 4, 5, 6 years that you struggled with. So definitely just keep that in the back of your head.
So, like we're saying, it does not matter where you start as long as you finish that, as long as you cross that finish line. And with that goes with, you know, school. Sometimes, whether it may be financial reasons, whether you may be a caretaker, whatever it is, where you might have to be at a community college your first few years, be at a technical school, and then maybe transfer, and maybe it's your GPA. Whatever it is, especially for my upcoming freshmen, you know, don't let that discourage you. Don't let not getting into this certain school stop you from going to school at all, or stop you from wanting to go there. Go to a smaller school, go to your backup, and get your GPA up. put in the work, and transfer to the school of your dreams. Because at the end of the day, if you're a doctor, if you're going to school to be a doctor, you're still going to be Dr. So-and-so, whether you graduated from MIT or you
Johns
graduated,
Hopkins.
Right, or you graduated from Augusta University.
Exactly.
Whether you graduated from East Georgia College or you graduated from Princeton, you're still going to have an MD behind your name. And that is all that matters. That's it. And so that's so something to think about, to remember that just where you start, it has nothing to do about where you finish. You just make sure that you finish.
Absolutely.
And another thing is, some careers are really, really competitive. And
very.
Just having one degree isn't enough.
It's not. Because it's becoming the norm now, because believe it or not, more and more people are choosing and deciding to go to school. So how it's just okay to have an associate's, now you have to have a bachelor's because everyone has an associate's. And it's getting to the point where now everyone's going back so they can get a master's, because now so many people are continuing education to get a bachelor's that a bachelor's is really not holding its place anymore. And so people are going to get a master's. So that should definitely motivate you more, because it's like, yeah, you may feel like it's just a piece of paper, but that piece of paper can carry you so far. Like she said, no, everyone doesn't go to college and they are still successful. But for those of you that are furthering your education, can literally take you so far to the jobs that you thought you may have never gotten, all because you do have that piece of paper.
Let me chime, because the track that I'm on, I'm a kinesiology major. Having a master's in kinesiology honestly doesn't matter anymore. If you have it and you're already in the profession, you have the experience under you, so that's what helps you. But when I graduate and I'm applying to programs, I will be applying to doctorate of physical therapy programs. I'm not going to a master's program because it doesn't matter. Honestly. So what you said is so true. It's so true. And so I know my profession and my career choice isn't the only one that's doing that. And whether you get your doctorate at 25, 30, 45, or 60, guess what? You're still walking that stage. You are still Dr. So-and-so, and you have that degree. And that is what matters. That's what's important. You can be 45. You can be in, have developed your family by then, have been in your career. But if you know that's a goal that you want from your 20, that you want your doctorate, you don't have to be, in school back-to-back years. If you have that discipline, if you have that goal, if you know that's where you want to make it to, get that degree after your second child. It's okay.
Right.
It is okay. But still finish. If that is your goal, make sure you finish. Don't make a commitment to yourself that you cannot keep.
Right. Just to go back, we're not telling y'all, don't keep going and getting a master's or a doctorate.
Right.
We're just saying that to let you know that there are so many educated people in the world today. That just lets you know how many people are making that decision to further their education, which is always a good thing. Everyone wants to see people go to school and get that degree just to have that education. So it's not to discourage you not to get that master's or not get the doctorates because it doesn't mean anything. We're just saying that to let you know that more and more people are attending school, which is definitely always the end and ultimate goal. So still definitely strive to further your education if that's something that you wanted to. It's always gonna, you worked for it, so it's going to benefit you in the long run.
And once you get over that hump, once you have come to the realization, you felt that crushing defeat. Oh, I'm not going to graduate in 4 years. Once you get over that hump, don't let anybody ever put you back in that place ever again. You realize you had your breakdown, you had your upset moment, you cried your tears, you wiped them, and now it's done. You're not graduating in 4 years, screw it. It doesn't matter. I'm graduating. Whatever that timeline may be. I remember speaking to someone, and they were like, oh, you're not graduating this semester? And I was like, no, I'll be graduating next semester. And they're like, oh. It was the tone. It was
right.
the tone. And if I didn't have this acceptance, I'd be like, whoa, that was harsh. But my thing is, same year, same age, doesn't matter,
Right.
And they were like, but it's not the semester you're supposed to graduate. And I was just like, it's so sad that you can't accept other people's timelines.
Right.
You know?
It's
so
just
simple.
the fact you're finishing. That's what you should be proud about. Like,
right. And so now when I hear people say to me, which is honestly more often than not that they're not graduating on time,
yep.
honestly, especially in certain majors,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, that's okay.
Right.
I'm like, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't, as long as you finish.
As long as you finish, because I see they're still in class.
Yeah.
I see they're still here every day. They're
Exactly.
turning in their assignments. We're working on projects together. We're in study groups. It's not like we're not doing
right.
anything right. And to chime on that, if you have to retake a class, it's okay.
Oh, it's absolutely okay, because I can
you're
contest.
retaking it just to get a better grade in it, or you're retaking it to pass it, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. No one is expecting you to be perfect, and you shouldn't expect yourself to be perfect either. That's literally impossible. If we were perfect beings, do you know what this world would look like?
Oh my gosh.
I can't even imagine. It would look like heaven, and I don't know what heaven looks like.
Right.
So, there's that.
Right.
But seriously, I remember when I was just a freshman, and I was like, who has to take a class more than once?
Right, like, why would you do that? And guess what? I got to my junior, senior, and guess who was taking a class more than once, sometimes twice, and maybe even three, because it could have been my own fault. But guess what? I had to suck it up and take that class, because guess what? I was crossing that finish line by all means necessary. So like we said, like, what's done is done. Like she said, don't cry over it, wipe your tears, because guess what? You can't change the past. All you can do is live in the present and plan for the future. That's all you can do. So if you harp on those moments that have already passed, that is what's going to deter you, and it's going to harp on you, and it's going to make you feel like that you can't. And that's just baggage that you don't want to carry. Right. And you just have to learn just to let it go, because guess what? At the end of the day, it's going to be all right. Like she said previously, like, there are so many more people that want to see you win than there are that want to see you fail. And the sooner you realize that, you will live so much happier and a better life, because you have these people that you know are going to be in your corner. It may not even be people you know. It may not even be people you talk to on a day-to-day basis. It might not even be someone on your age. You never know who is rooting for you. It can be your little cousin. It could be your little nephew. It could be your grandma. It could be your grandma's best friend. True. It could be a friend of a friend who sees in you what you may not see in yourself, and they're still rooting for you.
Yes,
so you just have to know that regardless of how you feel and that you're getting down on yourself, there are so many more people that are uplifting you and they want to see you win. So just keep in mind, like, you're gonna be okay. You just are.
And sometimes the greatest things about mistakes is that we find out what we need to do better. We say all the time, hindsight is 20/20. If you took a class and now you're retaking it, you know what test you did worse on. Maybe you got a B, you got an 87 on the first test, but you got 53 on the second one. Clearly that material does not sync with you well. Or maybe you said, oh, I did so well on this one, I don't have to do what I did on that to make that same grade on the second one. So realize what you're good at. Realize what you have to put more time into, who you have to get a tutor for. Like, it's okay. Don't think, first of all, tutoring is fantastic.
Absolutely.
That going to the writing center, going to tutoring, going to outsources, emailing professors. I'm one of those students. My professor knows who I am. My head of my department knows who I am. Hello. If I have an issue, you're going to know it. Because
absolutely.
We're supposed to be here for each other. We're supposed to be here working with one another to get me past that finish line. Like I said, you won't always have professors like that, but I promise, contact your advisor. Contact someone else, and they will give you the resources, the assets in order to get to where you need to go. You're not meant to be in school just to be in school your whole life. If you want to get 10 degrees, and that's why you're in school your whole life, that's a pretty dope goal and go for it. But, don't just waste time, because your time is so, like, what is the word I'm looking for?
It's precious.
It's precious.
It's
Your
literally
time
precious.
is so precious. So realize, again, what you're passionate about, what you can get paid for, what you love, and that not graduating in 4 years is not the end of the world.
So, Glow Getters, definitely thank you for listening and tuning in this week. If you definitely do have any questions about what we discussed, if you want more insight, definitely reach out to us on our social media sites from Instagram to Twitter. Check out our website. Definitely email us. Everything is Grind and Glow Podcast, and we'll definitely be more than happy to answer some questions that you may have that we may have not got to or didn't even think about. So definitely just reach out to us and, let us know how you're feeling. And guess what? We're all going through this together. So we're here for you just like you're here for us.
Right. This is the road to adulting. It's realizing what we're good at, what we're bad at, and how, we get better in the future. So leave us a voice message on our Anchor app. Contact us. DM us on Instagram at Grind and Glow Podcast. Grind and Go Pod on Twitter. Thank you all so much. Again, I'm your girl, Ariel Rose.
And this is your girl, Khadija J.
And remember,
the harder you grind, the brighter you glow.
See you later, Glow Getters.